Germany in the umpire's chair, and we're about to get underway.
Fantastic stadium we have here in Macao, Indonesia. 15,000 seats in there, and I think every single seat sold out.
Very attractive ticket prices and very attractive play from Sampras already. They had no trouble whatsoever filling this 15,000 seat arena. And Roger Federer unable to deal with that Sampras serve, a trademark of the Americans' game. When he was at the top of the world, so to speak, in the 1990s, it was always the shot that was able to get him out of trouble.
Nicknamed Pistol Pete. Just saw a couple of serves fired down.
Timing off just a little there. Yes, Sampras certainly gave Federer more of a run for his money in Kuala Lumpur. They were tight tiebreakers as well.
He admittedly said in the first match it was a little rusty, movement was a little slow, hence the easy win for Federer, 6-4, 6-3, but definitely in his second showing in Malaysia, 2 tiebreakers, starting to hit his form.
So Pete Sampras takes the first game here of this best of 3 set match, the last on their Asian exhibition tour. And Stephen, Pete Sampras still in pretty good shape. He's 36. He's almost to the day 10 years older than Roger Federer, and he has obviously stayed in pretty good shape in the 4 years that he's been retired.
Yes, well, he's been retired from the professional tour, but I'm sure his love of the game is still there, so he's obviously got a tennis court at home. Hits with the greats.
Example there, Stephen, of how fast this surface is. We were down on the court a little earlier. Sampras there just digging his feet into the ground, trying to get, well, literally come to grips with it. It's a very fast surface.
Yeah, PVC surface laid down especially for this tournament. And yes, we went down a little bit earlier before the match started. A very slick surface. Will suit both players. They both like ball coming off quickly, particularly for Pete Sampras. His trademark serve and volley. We'll definitely need that assistance off the court to be able to keep in touch with the reigning #1 Roger Federer.
Stephen, you mentioned Sampras having a court at home. This is, of course, how this all started. Sampras invited Federer to pop around to his place. They've become quite good friends, playing many, many matches on Sampras' home court. They thought, well, why not? Let's get out and do an exhibition tour.
Yes, it was earlier this year in March, back at Sampras' house in LA. Federer went around, did some practicing, had some practice tiebreakers and a couple of sets. And they both have a lot of respect for each other's game.
A little bit of a miss hit there by Federer. It still came in though, and Sampras still comes away with the point. They're a level of juice.
Both guys still coming to grips with the surface. As we mentioned, it is quite slick. And with new balls, the ball's really going to just take away off this surface, as you see there. And another quick serve down the tee. Sampras catching it slightly late. So not enough topspin on that forehand, and that levels the score at 1 game apiece.
There it is again, the weapon that will keep Sampras in this match.
Well, I think it's fair to say that skill-wise, they were both pretty equivalent. The major difference being the 10 years that Sampras is giving away and his court movement. But if Pete gets a chance to swing at those balls, he can certainly dictate a certain amount of points.
No illusions, though, about Sampras making a comeback on the tour. He's made that very clear. Nice get. Drops it short. 40 love.
See on the action replay, Sampras swing the serve wide, getting Federer out past the doubles line, opening up the court.
Sampras has already been quoted as saying he's very, very happy just living his nice retired life and watching Roger on television, spending time with his 2 boys, Christian and Ryan. Well,
net caught and between the legs, Sampras giving the crowd something to cheer about.
And that was not an easy thing to do, but Sampras there knowing when to run and when to just let it go. 40-15. Tell you what, those VIP guests down there are going to have to watch this game very closely, Stephen. Ball's coming in at that speed.
Nice wrong footing volley from Sampras. Hold serve.
So Sampras ahead, 2 games to 1, first set. Oh, that was incredibly short.
Going back to the career statistics for Sampras, amazing from the year 1990 when he won his first Grand Slam event at the US Open. Every single year he's made the finals, bar one, which was 1991.
Great coverage by the Swiss world number 1, the 26-year-old who has 12 Grand Slam titles to his name. That's just too short of the man at the other end of the court. Nobody is doubting, though, that sooner or later Federer will overtake that total. Oh, Sampras came in, he rushed that one, took it nice and early. And that's 30-15.
Yeah, took a chance, read that ball, expecting a kick serve down the middle on the second serve, took it early. Another good return, this one a little lucky, slightly off the frame, but it's the result that counts. He found the sideline. It's 30 all. Good serve there from Federer, a little bit flatter, jamming the Sampras backhand. Sampras only able to just block that ball. And we're all square again at 2 games apiece.
One of the reasons why Pete Sampras had such a wonderful career, such a successful career, is that he was relatively blessed injury-wise. He pretty much sailed through that career without any serious injury problems. Just as Federer has as well. And when you get those long runs without injury and you're playing in that sort of form, you're going to rack up 12 Grand Slams, as Federer has done with shots like that.
That was a fantastic return. It's a great serve, but Federer onto that early. But like you said, Sampras didn't have too many injuries during his career. Hence his ability to be able to rack up those Grand Slam titles. Federer, I mean, these guys similar in so many ways, and that's one of those points. Federer also keeping pretty much in top condition.
Oh, that's a cheeky shot.
Well, it was the return that really set that up. Got it down low at the Sampras toes. Sampras had to dig up that volley, and it really was there to be struck anyway. Sampras guessed down the line. Federer went lob over the backhand corner.
Both these players indicated to the people supplying the court surface here that they wanted as fast a surface as they can get to suit both their games. They both enjoy this Durfloor PVC. It looks like rolled rubber. It's actually PVC. It rolls out like carpet.
That's a great example of how fast and how effective this court is. That was a great serve from Sampras, pulling it wide, and after the bounce, one bounce, and it's already outside the court into the press area. So no chance at all. As we see the statistics, 6 aces already to Sampras. And that's probably where the difference is with these two players. Sampras really relying on his serve. Served him well throughout his career, whereas Federer more or less sets up the play. And we are at 3-2. Sampras.
7 aces were on serve in Macao, China. Both these players know what it takes to win the Australian Open, and the Tennis Channel delighted for the first time to be part of the Australian Open. Our coverage begins January 14th. For more details, tennischannel.com.
Great and a former great.
Well, right thing to do by Sampras. He's leading 3-2, getting near the end of the first set. Wants to try to take some chances, but got jammed up trying to attack that second serve and just floated a return back. Easy put away for Federer.
Oh, he set it up nicely for Federer, and that was always going to end up on the wrong side of the court for Sampras. Sampras, though, still leading 3-2. Federer leading 30-love in this 6th game.
Federer starting to pick it up a little bit. Faster first serve, really punishing that short return. Quickly off to 40-love.
3-all, and one gets the feeling that this is going to be a close match. We'll see. Sampras has come out of retirement, although he is playing on a tour at the moment, Stephen, with Jim Courier.
Yes, it's the Jim Courier Outback Champion Senior Tour. Tour for, I think, have a few requirements. You have to be retired from the tour for at least a minimum of 2 years. And, oh, great second serve from Sampras, setting up the court.
Well, there you go. That says it all, because Pete Sampras, by many estimations, has, along with Rod Laver, arguably the most powerful, clinical second serve in the history of tennis.
Yeah, where Federer usually kicks more the second serve in, doesn't get too many free points from it. Sampras, throughout his career, and just we saw then, can be just as dangerous on the second as the first. Look at that low volley, super shot from Sampras. Off the shoelaces, rolls it across court. Not completely textbook stuff. Usually you would recommend a slice or an underspin volley, but for Pete Sampras, you can do what you like.
Playing as long as Sampras did, you tend to rack up a lot of records. We have a huge list of them here. Sampras is in control now, and it's not the sort of shot that he's going to mess up from that position. Sampras, along with Ken Rosewall, are the only two players in the history of tennis to have won Grand Slam singles titles in their teens, in their 20s, and in their 30s. To Sampras. So Pete Sampras has fired 7 unanswered aces against Roger Federer so far. But you've got to remember that in Seoul, when they kicked off this tour, Sampras fired 10 aces to Federer 6, but he still lost the match. So impressive as it seems, you can't read too much into it.
Well, for Sampras to have any chance in this match, he's going to have a high ace count. Because once they get into a rally, it's going to be Federer with the younger legs. And the longer staying power. Oh, you can really hear the guys really hitting their straps now. Couple of heavy forehands from both players. Sampras unfortunately finding the tape on that last one. Once again, Federer off to a very quick 40-love start. And smart serve there from Federer to wrap up the game. Took off a bit of pace and kicked it out wide on the first serve. Surprising Sampras slightly, who committed one of the few unforced errors he's had today. The crowd noticing that ball came a little faster. Sampras obviously realizing it's down to the business end of the match. 4 games all, but a good return of serve from Roger Federer, forcing a weak volley once again. Easy passing shot for Federer as we watch on the replay. Put it down.
Can't handle that one. And that's what happens when you play on a fast surface like this. He had a chat to the man who installed this French PVC surface, and they basically alter the speed of the surface for a particular roll by the number of ripples or small spots that they put on top of the PVC surface.
Well, relatively easy volley, wouldn't have missed that in his heyday.
And he certainly wouldn't have smiled about it in his heyday either.
Yeah, it could be a costly miss. It could have taken him to 40-15 with 2 game points. As it is now, it's 4-all, 30-all. But that is vintage Sampras. Whenever he's in trouble, how often have we seen that?
Well, that is really quite remarkable. 4 years off the Pro Tour. And he can still fire them down like that. That was a fast one. Sampras goes ahead 5-4 after 24 minutes of play.
Roger Federer, we touched on the record. Roger Federer still active, most consecutive weeks at #1, a dazzling 200 straights. Put in context, you see where it stands amongst the other luminaries as we take you back to Macao, China.
Oh, that's class.
That brings the crowd up to their feet.
And it fooled us as well. Most other players would have just played straight onto Federer's forehand. Sampras, though, just got the right angle. Completely wrong-footed him. Bit of an inside-out forehand there to fool Federer. 15-all.
That's a shot we're seeing more and more, the drive volley. Taking it on the full, not giving your opponent any time to set up.
You get the feeling this ball is not coming off the rubber surface as Sampras would expect it sometimes. He seems to have been caught short a couple of times.
You can see this ball spinning in.
Yes,
Sampras.
and that one too.
I was talking before about the surface. It's not a smooth surface. There is a bit of a gradient on it. And I guess a combination of the material and a little bit of the roughness on the surface really makes the court very reactive. So obviously on that occasion, Federer did a bit of a side spin lob. So as the ball bounced, it sort of kicked back into Sampras.
Well, are we headed toward the same close encounter we had in Kuala Lumpur, where Federer fought hard for a 7-6, 7-6 victory?
Oh, lovely hands from Sampras. From watching up here, it didn't look that difficult, but I can assure you down courtside. Oh, here's a good angle. Oh, we don't get to see where he hit it from, but that ball was just below the level of the net. Very, very tough to get a pace and angle that Sampras did.
Sampras up 6-5. And is he about to win the first set of this 3-match tour? Federer there displaying his football skills. He was a very talented young footballer. He could have actually gone in that direction at one stage, but chose tennis instead, and we're all the better for it. And believe it or not, Roger Federer is also quite a good cricketer. His mother's South African, and she made sure that he was involved in the game when he was growing up.
Yeah, soccer seems to be the sport that complements tennis these days. Rafael Nadal number 2 in the world. He also, I think, even a better soccer player as a junior than maybe Roger Federer was, and really had a chance to be a soccer player of sorts, or a football player of sorts, but chose tennis. It was really a second serve ace for Federer. He's quite happy about that.
Yeah, that seemed like a cheeky little reminder of who's boss at the moment.
I think Pete's taking a break, as you see on... I think a few nerves from that ball boy as well. Precision again, second serve right on the tee.
You'd think Sampras would have seen that coming.
Oh, that's just class. So we're into a 7-point tie break. First player to get to 7 points with at least a 2-point difference will take this first set. And Federer very unlucky for that ball to stay on his side. Could just have easily have dribbled over. One gets the feeling that Federer's really stepped up a gear on his serve.
Turn.
Crowd really know how to appreciate this tennis. Serve from Federer not quite wide enough. Sampras really taking advantage. He gets a little mini break in this tie break.
I tell you, you've got to pinch yourself and remember what's happening here. A player who's been retired for 4 years against the current world number 1.
Once again, that high forehand volley been a little bit dodgy. The second time he's pushed it long. Just wide. Oh, big second serve. To be outdone. The points back on serve. After 6 points in a tiebreaker, players change ends. Can't get much closer than this, Andrew. 6 games all, 3 points all.
Well, somebody's going to tip the balance pretty soon. Unforced errors, 8 for Sampras so far, just 2 for Federer.
It's an uncharacteristic miss from Federer, going for the sharp angle.
It's always a surprise when you see the players swap halfway through the tiebreaker when they're at 3-all. You can easily forget about that rule. And sometimes the players and officials do it as well. Very famous slip-up The 1977 US Open final as Federer splays that one wide. And Sampras moves up to 5-3.
And a very tennis-educated crowd here, knowing the importance of that point. 5-3 with Sampras to serve one more point. If he can hold this point, he'll give himself 3 set points. Wow, I would have loved to have that first serve again.
This is where these guys are really going to go for broke. It's all up for grabs here. Sampras giving it his all, and that is a shot that he would not have missed 4 years ago. Federer too can dig himself out of trouble with the serve when he needs to.
What a big difference that point was at 5-3. It could have been 6-3, and now we're back at 5-all. Sampras getting a low bounce, quite able to make the adjustment. And with that backhand miss into the net, brings up the first set point of this match. And with another 6 points elapsing, players once again changing ends without break.
I didn't finish that story before, Stephen. The 1977 US Open. They were playing a tie-break on clay. It was the only year the US Open was played on clay. And one of the ball boys had to run up to the chair umpire and remind him that the two players in this final had to change ends. So even the best of them forget.
Did that ball boy become one of the top tennis players in the world?
No, but I was just wondering whatever happened to that ball boy. Smart guy. Sampras has got all the court to work with, and that's 7-6.
Back on the action replay. Good inside-out volley, getting Federer wide. Federer's really good at this flip cross-court backhand pass, but on that occasion, just a little too high. Couple of loose shots again. Another chance gone begging. It was a great forehand return by Sampras. Catching it right on the baseline. Just missing that slice approach. Set point again for Federer. Set point number 2.
Well, it looks like we could be in for a long afternoon, which is exactly what the crowd wants. 8-all.
Trying to go over the high part of the net down the line. Just clipping the tape.
Serve is back with Roger Federer, though.
Well, Sampras finally getting to see a second serve. What will he do here? Will he try to step in and take it early?
Well, he has been stepping in, and there he goes. He's in there. That's a fantastic return by Sampras. And finally, the former world #1, the 14-time Grand Slam champion, takes a set from Federer.